Hello everyone, welcome to this live stream special, very late edition of Sunday Frog Radio. I appreciate it's not Sunday. I've missed Frog Radio probably 2 weeks in a row. I've been really ultra busy on many things, so I'm doing this impromptu live stream as a kind of substitute for missing out on Sunday Frog Radio for 2 weeks in a row. Let's do a bit of a flight in the P39 Airacobra. I've got about 29 minutes worth of fuel, and on full power it'll be on full power at high altitude. It'll be less than 29 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. Let's give it a shot. This excuse me, this is the New Guinea skin. This skin on this Airacobra is from 1943 in New Guinea. I did initially start the stream a few minutes ago, probably about 10 minutes ago, and I had to abandon it because Track IR was not functioning. As you can see, it's working perfectly now. But it wasn't working before, so I had to abandon that stream and start again. And there was another technical issue as well. I apologise about that. And then I had to wait probably about 4 or 5 minutes so that I could delete the old 1 minute footage of this live stream. So anyways, here we are with this live stream Frog Radio. Gotta watch out for those big mountains. This is pretty well impromptu and ad lib, and it's very late at night. What's the time? It's 4:45 AM local time. I don't particularly have the high IQ to conduct a kind of a stream of consciousness of excellent point after excellent point. I sort of can, but not with the best of them, not really. But I'm sort of going to do that anyway just now and fly a plane at the same time. So yeah, we'll see how we go. First up, I guess they say that the Airacobra has an unreliable drivetrain transmission, so we'll see how we go with that as well. Apparently, according to legend, the engine can cut out at any time. According to people, say that the transmission seizes up with this mid-mounted engine and the front-mounted propeller and the drivetrain that runs along the fuselage longitudinal axis. But so that's something that could happen. This engine could apparently stop at any minute, although I don't think that's very likely. So I reckon there's been quite a bit of news in the flight sim world since 2 weeks ago. I have a kind of a sense of anticipation in relation to IL-2 grade battles. Bodenplatte is in the works, and I think there's going to be a release of some aircraft soon. I think there's been no developer diary as well. There's been no Frog Radio for a few weeks, and there's been no developer diary for I think 3 weeks. What's today? The 22nd basically, and I think the last developer diary was 3 weeks ago, roughly to the day, 3 weeks ago. And they usually release one every week on Sunday or sometimes midweek. So no developer diary from IL-2. But there was a very interesting post in the IL-2 forum by the boss of IL-2 Sturmovik, Jason Williams. He said words to the effect that he basically did a post that was really useful. He said he listed the release order for all of the aircraft that are going to be released in 2019 and all of the tanks that are going to be released in 2019. And if I'm interpreting, it's not really to do with interpretation, but just, think obviously the plan can change. He was basically saying they're going to release both together the ME262 and the FW190D9, both going to be released together. And then after that, the P51D. and then after that, I think it was an AI aircraft. I think it was the B-25 Mitchell. But the main point is, very soon, well, not very soon, the next in line is 2 aircraft at once, the ME-262 and the FW-190D9, and then following that the P-51D Mustang. So obviously we're all jumping out of our skin wanting to fly those 3 particular aeroplanes in particular. But he also said whichever plane gets finished first gets released first. And as far as maps go, I believe, going by memory here, I believe he said that the next map to be released is going to be the tank map. So that's Clash at Prokhorovka, the tank map, which I guess is an area of land in or near Kursk, where the big Kursk tank battle occurred. And what else? Hello guys, I'm just having a look at the chat for the first time on my mobile phone. Hello Aztai, and hello Drowsy Cobb. Welcome to this live stream. Should go for about 15 or 20 minutes, I think, or until we run out of fuel, or until the engine fails. Flying over the Kuban map in autumn. Lots of mountains. I particularly like this part of the Kuban map. It's when you've flown over the mountains. The coast is off way behind the mountains there, and you're kind of at the edge of the map. So I'm about to fly off the map actually. I better just check the map. Alright, that's all good. But yeah, this is it can be a particularly scenic area where the mountains meet the kind of agricultural areas. Very rugged. Yep, this is a pretty early or late live stream, however you want to put it. This is just an average work day for me. Hello in Italy. So many people going to set the 262 on fire. XD, yeah, that's for sure. I certainly am. I'm looking forward to trying to break the sound barrier in a dive. So yeah, in brief, they most probably gonna, and I hope you can hear me okay with the noise of the engine. I might, I don't know. Let me know in the chat if you can't hear, if it's important to. So basically, they're gonna release the tank map first, and then they're gonna release Bodenplatte, the Bodenplatte map. Then they're gonna release the Flying Circus Arras map. As far as I can remember from reading the post of Jason Williams. But yeah, no developer diary update yet. So that's IL-2 in a nutshell. There's a lot of stuff going on with DCS. There's really too much to take in. I think there's a lot of kind of front loading for 2019 with DCS. a lot of projects are being announced and there's screenshots being shown of new aircraft and that sort of thing. When we get to December 2019, I wonder how many of those will have come to fruition. I'm not really, I'm a bit skeptical, because DCS does have this habit of doing horrendous pre-releases where you pay $70 and then when it's released, it's kind of, it's not in a finished state, which is fine, but then the aircraft stays in an unfinished state for seemingly 3 or 4 or 5 years, which is bullshit. So come December 2019, I wonder how many of those DCS kind of election promises will have actually been made good. I like DCS, and but yeah, let's see what's happened with it at the end of the year. Off the top of my head, they have released what is it, a pit special? Is it a pit special? No, Kristen Eagle. They've released a Kristen Eagle. It's like $30 US roughly on the DCS website. It's available now. It's not like a beta release or anything. It's just it's complete and ready to go. So there's that. Obviously it doesn't have any guns. It's not a combat aircraft. It's a dedicated aerobatics aircraft. What else? One of the big module producers is working on a MiG-19, I think it is, MiG-19, and it looks really good actually. But yeah, the Messerschmitt Me262 is by far the most anticipated aircraft, I think, as well as the P51D Mustang in Aisle 2. Alright, so DCS is going to do a MiG-19 and they've released a Kristen Eagle. They've in terms of helicopters, the Hind, the one out of the Rambo movies, where I think Rambo shot one down with a compound bow. The Hind, it's the MIL-24, MIL-24. That apparently is going to be a player flyable chopper, which is really good. That's one of the first choppers they should have done, along with the Huey, in my opinion. So there's that. And then there's Cliffs of Dover to Brook, which there seems to be some work going on with that as well. And Namco. I've seen lots of footage on YouTube in the last few days of people flying, what is it, Ace Combat 7, Ace Combat, and there's a lot of cutscenes and there's a lot of in-depth storylines and that sort of thing. It looks semi-good and semi-bad, so it doesn't really look like as good a flight sim as this, but there's other aspects to it which Namco's famous for, which look pretty good. particularly the character development and that sort of thing. Let's take this bird a little bit lower. On a more personal note of what I've been watching this week, I've been watching a lot of ASMR artists. I'm really fascinated by ASMR. It's basically, in a nutshell, it's chicks whispering into a microphone or not talking at all and just using various props to make like sound effects and that sort of thing. And there's some pretty good ones out there, and if I can remember to, and if I can be bothered to, I'll put some links in the description. What else have I been watching? I've been watching the 1980s electronic music channel called Aspen Craft. The guy's name is Aspen Craft, and he's an expert at 1980s pop music using the original technology, the synthesizers and that sort of thing from the 1980s. And the guy really knows his stuff. He knows how to make a 1980s pop song, and he knows all the theory behind it, and he knows how to use all of the original 1986 era vintage Borg synthesizer equipment. Pretty impressive. I'll try and put a link to that in the description as well. I'm quite interested in electronic music, and don't be surprised if you see some electronic music showing up on the Froggy Frog 9000 channel in 2019. Look at that river. How are we going for fuel? Oh no, we've still got plenty of fuel. Hello Hermes226, greetings from Krefeld in Germany. Greetings from Victoria in Australia. Am I going to make it over this hill? let's get into that valley. That looks interesting. Hey guys, this channel, the Froggy Frog 9000 channel, is on its way to 5,000 subscribers, which I'm pretty happy about that. It's taken ages to get there, but we'll be there very soon. Probably in the next 2 days, I think. So earlier in this stream I mentioned that you might well see some electronic music on the Froggy Frog 9000 channel. I mean, you've already seen it, but it's in a pretty rudimentary state, and I'm considering getting some kind of a keyboard, probably a modern day keyboard that plugs into your computer via USB, and getting started on making some electronic music. So that's one thing you may see in 2019 on this channel. The other thing you're likely to see is a lot of work with carbon fibre. A lot of work with carbon fibre. I can't guarantee you it, but I want to say, like, no one knows what the future holds, but I want to say that you are very likely, like you're 99% likely to see a lot of work with carbon fibre on this channel this year. What is carbon fibre? If you already know, that's good. If you don't know, I'm not sure that I want to explain the whole thing about what carbon fibre is. But basically, in terms of materials technology, to make aircraft, carbon fibre has got to be one of the best ones. At the moment, it's one of the best technologies for making aircraft. It's light, it's strong, it's a polymer matrix, like the carbon fibre material forms a composite with polymer. So it's not perfect, it has problems, it doesn't do well in a fire, it loses its strength in a fire, it shatters easily, although it's got very good rigidity and torsional strength. Someone can literally poke their finger through it, so it has some pros and it has some cons, but overall it's one of the best materials, along with Kevlar, for making things like Formula 1 cars, racing cars, high performance cars and aeroplanes. All modern aeroplanes have carbon fibre and Kevlar in them. If they don't, they're not modern. I already have some carbon fibre and some polymer. What I don't have is the what's called vacuum bagging equipment. I'm sorry if all of this stuff doesn't mean anything to you. If you do know about carbon fibre, then it will mean something to you. So I've already got the carbon fibre, I don't have the vacuum bagging equipment, and I don't have any layups, I don't have any moulds. So I'm kind of starting from scratch. The good news is, because I have my own frog headquarters, my own giant house and garden, I have a lot of space that I can use for development and for my scientific experimentation. So starting as early as probably 2 weeks from now, I think you're going to see some carbon fibre videos on this channel. I don't know if you're excited about that. I sort of don't really care, but I'm excited about it. And I think once you see it, maybe not once you see it, but eventually once my progress starts to become apparent, then I think you'll get really excited, just like I am. So yeah, carbon fibre and digital music, two things that you'll see on this channel. in addition to flight sims. What am I going to make out of carbon fibre? Aircraft. I'm going to make aircraft out of carbon fibre. Firstly, small aircraft like models, and then eventually big ones that you can sit in and that you can fly. Eventually down the track, like a long way away, well, not too long, you might see me flying my own aircraft on this channel in real life. Certainly you'll see some of my model aircraft up and running and flying a lot sooner, definitely within 2019, maybe as early as a month and a half from now. Again, don't know if you're excited about that, but I certainly am, because I have a vision and I can see it, and I think you'll be excited about it too. As I say, maybe not straight away, but once you start seeing the progress that I'm intending to make and that I'm going to make, I think you'll be just as excited as I am. Let's check the map. Great, I'm exactly where I want it to be. See, here's the edge of the mountains, and we're just on the edge of where the mountains meet the agricultural areas. We're very close to the famous oil town of Makop. I've removed some of the guns from the wings for this flight to make the aircraft lighter. So I've made a slight change for this year compared to last year. Last year I was all about make a topic suggestion and make a donation. I'm changing that model right now. So the new change is, if you have a topic suggestion, just say it, and I'll put it on the list of topic suggestions, and at some point I'll get around to it and I'll actually make a video based on your topic suggestion, as long as it's within the scope of this channel. Already a couple of people have made some video suggestions, and I've made videos based on what they've requested. Encourage you to do the same. If you have a topic suggestion, write it in the comments of a video, and it'll go on the list, and at some point, most probably, it'll become a video. If that appeals to you, go ahead and write your topic suggestion in the chat, in the super chat. Wow, what do we have here? I think my engine's failing, guys, and I think I'm going to end the stream right now. Thank you very much for watching, and this has kind of been the Sunday Frog Radio. How's my airspeed? Oh, it's great. Over 300 kilometers an hour. Better actually slow down or I'll hit those buildings. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.